I went with the...
You, because isn't that how it works? Have we built up that rapport?
We could do it here. There we go.
We just look like we're...
Miranda here. So today I have Shivaun, and hello, she's the author of Frankie. If you want to check out the interview we did, I'll leave it down below in the description. But today we are doing the Hamilton book tag. We talked about this before. Do you want to say?
We know nothing about Hamilton.
We know nothing about Hamilton. We know it's a musical.
Yes, I know it won some Tony Awards.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
That's about it.
About a president. No, he wasn't the president, was he?
I don't even know what it's about.
Someone in the United States, back early, one of the founding fathers, I know that.
Because they wear the nice dresses.
No, we're really showing our historical knowledge here and looking very intelligent, aren't we?
We know. we know this stuff. This tag has some fun book-related questions. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. The room where it happens. A book world you would put yourself in.
Really easy. I didn't even have to think twice about this one. Cello from the Colours of Madeline series. Have you read it?
No, I haven't read that one.
Jacqueline Moriarty. It's like fantasy, but you've never come across fantasy like this before.
Wow.
And the world Cello is like this parallel universe, and it's just
parallel universes.
Yeah.
I love parallel universes.
Yes, but it's just completely magical. Completely magical. It's just the characters amazing, stories amazing, it's beautiful.
Sandra Clare, Shadowhunters. I just love the whole world within our world feel.
Yeah.
And I just love the magic.
JC's in the
Jace.
Yes,
Have you read Infernal Devices?
I read the first one. I've got a bookshelf of the first book in a series. I'm terrible at not actually continuing on with series, so I read the first one.
Underrated female character.
I went with Riley Rose from Everything Beautiful by Simone Howell.
Heard of it. Yep.
Just because she's such a strong kick-butt character, she knows what she wants, and even though she's got certain issues with herself and her sort of physicality and stuff, but she just doesn't take crap from anyone, and I love that, and I think it's completely underrated, and I think everybody should read.
Series of books, well, it's going to be a trilogy, but Tandem by Anna Jarzib. Fantastic, it's parallel universes as well. And Sasha, the main character in that, she's just so brilliant, and I think that whole trilogy is very underrated.
Yeah, well, I've never heard of it, and that's quite unusual for me not to have heard of a YA book.
Oh my god!
And I know most of them. Character that goes after what they want and doesn't let anything stop them.
Imani would probably know this. Have you read the every
yes,
trilogy?
I have.
Yeah,
yes.
Rachel.
Yes, I love that
she's
series.
fantastic. She's beautiful. Minecraft and what? Yeah, she's a fantastic and kick-ass character, and especially the situations. By the third book, you're just like, whoa.
Yeah, she goes through some seriously intense stuff, and she doesn't give up.
And she's very underrated, so I'd have to say her.
Quintana of Charon from the Lumitere Chronicles, Lena Marquetta. That's someone that goes through some seriously terrible things and never gives up. But I mean, the whole kingdom wants to kill her basically, and they think she's insane, and she's only a teenager, and she's pregnant, and she's just crossing these horrible lands where everyone's trying to kill her and stuff, and she never gives up. And
never gives up.
Yeah, she's amazing. Alive, a character you wish was still alive. And this one contains spoilers, so block your ears if you don't want to hear about any characters that died.
Mine's from Divergent.
I haven't read that series, actually.
Oh, I'd be spoiling you.
It's fine. I don't have intentions of reading it.
Oh, okay. Tris.
I went with Manchi from The Knife of Never Letting Go, the dog.
Oh, yeah.
I actually stopped reading that book at that point because I just was too traumatized.
Really?
And I couldn't go on.
Because of the dog?
Yes, because it's the most traumatic thing I've ever read in fiction. I couldn't go on.
Dogs are sad.
Well, it's because you could hear in his head, and you knew how innocent he was, and he couldn't understand why no one was coming to rescue him. It was just so sad. The
most heartbreaking end to a relationship you've ever read?
Yeah, I struggle with this one because I don't really like sad books. I make sure I read books that have got a happy ending, especially when it comes to relationships. Sleeping Dogs by Sonia Hartnett. It's not exactly a great relationship because it's between a brother and a sister, and she's revealed to be quite manipulative and horrible, so it's a really horrible ending.
In a Glass?
Yes.
Have you read Crown of Midnight? Elena and Kale.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they broke up, because they were beautiful together.
Kale, is that how you say it?
Kale.
I didn't like him either. I thought he was a bit...
he was better than Dorian.
Oh, yeah. But I like Rowan. As soon as you get to Rowan, I think that's better.
Rowan's hot. You'll Be Back. So the sassiest villain, well, I just spoke about who I think is the sassiest... Wait, did I say villain? Oh, well, she is kind of a villain in her own way, actually. I read that wrong. I thought that was the sassiest assassin.
Well, we could make it the sassiest assassin, I suppose. I want to think really quick about any assassins that I know in books. Maybe I might have to take villain though, 'cause In the Skin of a Monster by Catherine Barker,
Heard of
because
it, yeah.
the villain in that story is actually her twin sister.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, it's a version of her told just like in a dream world and stuff, and it's just such a creative,
That was a weird
amazing
book.
Yeah.
I just had to suddenly like flip back and remember the book you were talking about. That was a weird book. That was weird.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just really inventive. It's like no book I've ever read before.
It reminded me a bit of Damage Done. Oh, it's really, really good. That whole twin concept. Read a lot of it actually in that period of time that I remember reading that book, but that was ages ago.
Reynolds' pamphlet, a book with a twist that you didn't see coming, and again, spoiler warning.
Ooh, spoilers, The Sacred Lies of Minnow Bly. Have you read that?
No, I haven't.
Fantastic. Yeah, that had so many twists. And like I said before, Damage Done as well. Like a whole book that just kept you guessing the whole way through, and they were fantastic reads.
And I went with The Interrogation of a Shallow Wolf from the Tribe.
Non-stop, a Series U marathon.
Vampire Academy.
Oh,
Because I came really
that
late
was
to
definitely-
it. I came really late. I came when I think, what's the series after it?
the Bloodlines.
Yeah, Bloodlines. When that was sort of coming out. So, the last book I think of that was coming out, and that's when I started reading Vampire Academy. Because for the whole ages I was just like, this is not for me. This is trash. I'm not interested. And people kept telling me about it, and then I gave in and I just binged it, and I loved it.
It's fantastic.
I loved it.
Have you read Gone by Michael Grant?
No, I know the series you're talking about.
Yeah,
though.
black,
Yeah,
and with
the-
this little heading.
Yeah.
By the time Light came out, which was the last one, I reread them again.
Yeah.
So then I had the last one. I'm like, yes.
Satisfied. Favorite book with multiple point of views.
I was going to say I'm number 4 because that's what I just
Yeah.
said then. I keep bringing them into the question beforehand. Yeah, I would say that it's told from a couple of different of the characters' points of views.
Yeah, and I went with the Raven Boys
Yes,
series.
Raven Boys.
I think that's great point
Raven
of view.
Boys.
Yeah, it's really hard to pull off multiple point of views because often the reader gets attached to one and then they get bored flipping through the other one and stuff. But each one of those characters is so fascinating.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story. A book series you feel like, will be remembered throughout history.
That's a really badly constructed sentence.
That's a really bad
We'll move on.
constructed.
I've got what I think might be a slightly controversial answer to this. I'm going to say Twilight. Not because it's great or that well written or anything like that, just because of what it did to YA.
It blew it up.
It blew it, it totally did. And a lot of writers owe their career to Twilight concept. I think it's a great concept.
I think it's a great concept. It's the first vampire book of its kind.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it definitely deserves to be remembered.
Harry Potter.
Do you know what? I've never read it.
Oh, really? Oh my goodness. There
I
we
read
go.
the first one and I didn't read on.
I read about to the third one and that's it. Like I still have the last book just sitting on my shelf. And then The Cursed Child, or the one that just came out, the manuscript, I know nothing about it. So all I know is Harry's kid, that's it. Now these are the bonus questions.
Yeah.
Did you see?
I did do these ones as well.
Oh, okay. Helpless, a relationship you were pulling for from the start.
Ella and Jonah from On the Jellicoe Road, because that was just one of my favourite relationships ever in a book, and I wanted them, even though had their own little issues, I just wanted them to get together so badly.
You know Maxton and America from The Selection?
I've just read, I just started reading the first book, but I got distracted by something else and I have to go back to it. But,
that happens.
So I know that's the main character, America, and what was the
Maxton.
I don't think I've met him as far as where I got up to. Is that the Prince dude? Okay.
He's the Prince dude. The Prince dude. You know what's going to happen, but the way it happens, and America is just one of the most annoying characters in history ever, but I definitely pulled them from the start. Yeah, but she gets better through till the third book.
All Commandments. Favourite fight scene?
Probably anything in the Mortal Instruments.
It's
all
I chose
described
Vampire
well.
Academy actually.
Yeah, Vampire Academy is fantastic.
Especially anything with Rose involved, any of her fight scenes.
Just mainly any book with a fight scene can be classified as something awesome.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to write a fight scene.
It's so hard to write.
Yeah. Like, how do you write one? Like kick here, punch here?
Well, it was hard enough doing the one when Frankie beats up someone. I really struggled with that one.
Say no to this guilty pleasure read.
I went with Anna and the French Kiss. Just
because gorgeous.
I am someone that's like, no romance, I hate romance, but
you can tolerate that romance.
That's pure romance.
My guilty read will definitely be like Fallen by
It's so guilty you can't get it out.
It's so guilty I can't even get it out. Fallen by Lauren Kate, because
Oh, yeah.
That's my favourite read.
Another
in the
series I
world.
didn't get all the way through, but I was enjoying it when I started.
Yeah,
reading it.
Fallen's good. It takes a certain person to read it because a lot of people that I've spoken to don't like the series at all.
Yeah.
But for me, I've read it so many times now that it just makes sense in my head and I can see it as a movie. Comes next, a series you wish you had more books.
I went with the Shades of London series by Maureen Johnson.
Okay.
There are more books coming. It's just because there's been so long between all of them. That's why I really like the series and I want it to end so I know what happens and it's just taking forever. So yeah, please, more books in that series and soon.
And soon. I would have to say The Immortal Rules by Julie Kagawa. This was her first work. It was Immortal Rules. It's like a vampire. So good.
Cool.
So good. It was 3
I like
books.
vampires.
But I want more.
Yeah.
I want more. I want Guilty. I just want more books. Now, I didn't get this one. Favourite
Oh, I totally missed this page.
TP?
I have to make these up on the way.
What's that,
OTP
bro?
is one true pairing. I don't know what the BR is.
Maybe a bromance? Bromance.
A one true pairing between two guys in a book, I assume.
Like, all like Will and Jem because they're Parabati.
She does the bromance quite well, actually, Sandra
Look
Clare.
at bromance. Yeah, she does actually, doesn't she? And the love triangles. She's pretty big on that. I can say Nick here and my boyfriend Pascal because they're best friends. So, or series you were late to reading.
Again, it's got to be the Vampire Academy series because I was incredibly late.
So
to that.
late.
I completely missed the boat on it, but I got there in the end.
Any of the John Green books, I was a bit late in reading them. So, Looking for Alaska, that one I was a bit late to reading. Paper Towns.
I've only read Paper Towns.
Oh, Paper Towns, did you like it? Oh, it's okay. We all have our
I like
opinions.
the movie version, actually.
The
which a lot of people
movie,
didn't like.
the movie was actually not that
liked
bad.
the movie.
Yeah, I liked the movie.
Because the movie was more about the road trip. And I watched the movie first, which I know you should never do. And then I read the book and I expected more of the book to be about the road trip. So it was probably because I was expecting a different story.
Yeah, I'd really like to thank you for coming again on my channel.
you.
I really appreciate it. And make sure to check out her book. It is right here.
Please.
It is right here. Make sure to check it out.
Please don't be late to reading this one.
Don't be late to reading this one. I'm Miranda.
I'm Shivaun.
Thank you so much for watching. See you.